There is a multi-million-dollar product market on Etsy that is already selling right now that you can easily hop into with the world of print on demand. Hi, hello, welcome. I have been a Etsy seller for the past 5 years. I've been a prior top 1% Etsy seller. My name is Heather. This is Heather Studio, where we do completely A to Z tutorials on how to create print on demand products and hopefully get you sales just like I have in my past in selling on Etsy with print on demand. Without further ado, we're gonna jump straight into this video. If you like content like this, please don't forget to subscribe and like this video to share it to more people. If you are ready, let's dive deep into this video and get into it. Okay, so we are going to start this tutorial like I start every tutorial on this channel, which is market research. For me, as a new seller going on to Etsy when I first began, I truly just did not believe that there was room, that there was maybe too much competition, and I would never be seen in such a saturated market. If you feel this way right now, this part of this video is meant to inspire you. We are not by any means, and I don't recommend ever copying directly someone else's designs. I recommend pulling inspiration from the shops and listings that I'm going to be showing today that hopefully will inspire you. Without further ado, I'm gonna open my laptop and I'm gonna start sharing my screen here. And what's really cool is there is a new tool that I have been playing around with. ProfitTree is not new to this channel. If you've watched prior videos, I've used ProfitTree to show how to track your profit on a daily basis. Also with ProfitTree, there is a ad calculator. And on top of that, there's just so many tools within ProfitTree that are coming out. And one of those new tools that is really neat is they have a Etsy Chrome extension that has a Etsy product radar now. So when I pull up ProfitTree on my laptop, what's really neat is this shows the market as a whole. And it also shows us exactly how many sales are coming through for certain sellers when we're looking at one market. Now, what's really interesting, and this is one thing that I will note here, is with ProfitTree, this is pulling data day of or within the last 24 hours. That's what makes this research tool a little bit nicer and a little bit faster than other research tools I have mentioned on this channel. So when it comes to Etsy Radar, what I really love about Etsy Radar is it shows us what's popular on Etsy right now and what are the most common searches. Again, this is data pulled within the last 24 hours, which is really, really neat. So if we're looking into ornaments, we can click into ornaments and see, okay, so ProfitTree is saying that ornaments are maybe a more popular product. Now, what's really cool, and this one feature I really love about ProfitTree right now, is they have a hot on Etsy search option. So I can just search, I'll put ornament. We're gonna search with ornament and just see what currently is the hottest. This is going to base it on how much is in cart currently right now. It's also going to base it on what has maybe a bestseller badge. Now, why use a research tool instead of just Etsy? When you are searching with just Etsy, Etsy does show you based on your previous clicks and searches personally. With research tools, it doesn't base your clicks and your past previous history on Etsy. So we're kind of getting a different visibility than we would have if we were, let's say, on our own personal shop. That's why when you're searching on Etsy and you're trying to do your data research and all you get is mock-up images, the reason why Etsy is showing you mock-up images is because of that historical data pull. It's trying to show you relevant queries from past searches, basically. So that's why this can really help. Now, when I type in ornament on Etsy Radar search, what's really cool is we're seeing a few that are coming up. Now, some of these, I will say, since I only put an ornament, I'm getting some results that are just not even ornament. And I think maybe I'll do ornaments. Okay, for our ornament and ornaments search, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tab by total revenue. The reason why is because a lot of these products may not be selling right now, but they're probably going to be selling in the future here. I'm gonna pull some listings that look potentially print on demand. They might not be print on demand, just for disclaimer of this video. I like to pull examples that are like print on demand. They might be a handmade business, but I like to pull these to show, hey, this is what's selling on Etsy right now. The next thing that a lot of people ask when it comes to looking at research like this is I do see a lot of comments like, hey, Heather, the price, how do we even compete with the price, right? Which is a fair question. And what I recommend is not to try to be the lowest in the market. I think this is the common thought process, is that you have to be the lowest in the market as far as your listings that you're selling. That's not entirely true. Yes, you can be competitive, but you don't need to be the lowest priced option in order to get sales on Etsy. I want you all to know that you still do get sales, even if you're not at what we see here, which is $6.99 for an ornament. With Printify Premium for ornaments, if we're looking to compete in this market, a lot of ceramic ornaments. So with Swift POD, I'm seeing that as the lowest. If you have Printify Premium, it's $3.81. If you don't have Printify Premium, it's $4.83. Tack on a Etsy transaction fee of 6.5%. And then also on top of that, any other fees that can come into play, such as a processing fee, which can be 3%. And those are things we have to consider. For ornaments, I wouldn't recommend free shipping because then you're really not going to see a profit and you can't be competitive at all. How would you price ornaments? We see this ornament, it says 13 people bought this in the last 24 hours. As far as research, again, this is just giving us a vision of, okay, this is selling. And as we can see, there are so many listings. So we have one listing that hit $25,000 in revenue. It's been up for 1 year on Etsy. The second listing I see that is a new home ornament. It's been up for 3 years on Etsy. It has had 250,000 sales on Etsy, which is insane. We have another ornament that's been up for 3 months. It's a personalized Christmas ornament that has a name on it, and that listing already has over $1,000 of revenue. I know that might not be as impressive, but to keep it realistic, a lot of listings typically are gonna float around maybe 1,000 to 5,000 when it first starts to really get traction. And then over time, that's going to scale a listing in quality score, and you're going to get more and more favorites, more sales, and that can boost you to one day having that insane amount of sales, right? So just to paint a realistic picture for everyone, it's not always going to be these incredible numbers, but for some, it can be, right? One of the listings has been up. It's a baby's first Christmas ornament, over $8,000. I have a heart-shaped ornament, 21 sold in the last 24 hours, and it's 10 months old. So just to paint a picture of the market and how this is really looking for this market, even if we go on ProfitTree, the ornament market, as far as what ProfitTree is stating, has 5.59 million monthly revenue if we total up all the revenue. Now, given I want to also note that some of these listings I see here are not, they don't look print on demand, and some of them are also, it looks like some pottery that got thrown into this result, which could just be the fact that maybe someone's using a keyword that's ornament, and maybe that's just part of their description of their product. But still, that does give us insight. So if I go to if I go to ornaments, monthly revenue is over 100,000, 153K a month for ornaments that are hot on Etsy right now. That just shows me that there is a wide market, okay? There are millions of shoppers on Etsy. And again, when it comes to maybe looking on Etsy and feeling like, oh, I'm too late, the market is so high competition. A lot of these listings, we saw a listing that's 3 months old, that's 1 year old, that they probably posted last year thinking that they would never get seen on Etsy. And now this year, they're already at thousands in sales, right? So when it comes to research tools, if you do want to try out ProfitTree, please check out the links in the description below. There is a lifetime deal going on right now. So instead of paying a monthly fee, you can actually get ProfitTree for $67 just for a basic account. Highly recommend just to get that lifetime deal down below because it might be limited. I'm not sure exactly how long that deal is going to go on, but I would check it out down below. So outside of that, we're going to move on to pricing here. So I'm going to pull up my profit calculator and show you all how this looks if we were to consider all of these factors and Etsy fees, processing fees that can come into play. So if you're curious to use this profit calculator, I do have it in the links in my description. What we are calculating and the reason why I like to use this profit calculator is to reverse engineer how I am going to price my listing. With that being said, I do like to run a 25% off deal for holidays, for just a few times a week, for a flash sale event. That's my personal favorite type of sale to run. So I am going to keep that in mind. Now, in this profit calculator, again, it is in the link in the description below if you want to grab this as well. This, I put in my sales tax rate. This is going to fluctuate. You can just leave this blank if it doesn't apply to you, but mine is 7.5% for sales tax. Now, let's say I want $5 of profit and I'm going to select the ornament I just put in. So that ornament I'm going to select here. And if I am running a 25% off sale, I am going to want to price my ornament before the sale at $14.32. Because when the 25% off goes with that discount, it's going to be at $10.74 for that customer. And I still will be going away with having a $5 profit, right? Now, if I'm not selling at a sale, that price is going to be much lower. It's going to be $10.74, right? So basically without that sale. Now, let's say I'm running a 30% off sale. I'd want my pricing at $15.34 to still get a nice $5 profit. Now, I know some people who are watching this might be like, Heather, $5 just doesn't sound like enough. It doesn't sound as endearing or nice. But with ornaments, this is still a healthy profit to consider that this product is a very low, like in comparison, if we're still selling an ornament for $10.74 and we're getting a $5 profit, that's pretty good because that's almost over, 50% profit margin, I'd say. That's still really good as far as profit margin goes, right? And even then, you could price maybe at $4 or $3, you'd still be getting over a 30% profit margin. So that's something to consider is your profit margin. Not just talking about how much dollars you want of profit. I know for some people it's like, oh, if I get $5 an order, that's great. But if you're looking for profit margin, then that's still a really nice profit margin. What I like to do is I like to go up to like $15.99. So the way I'd price this is probably $15.99, but just keep that in mind going forward in this video. Okay, so now that we've talked about pricing and research, it's time to get into the fun part, which is designing and product creation. Coming from our research, I do want to note a few common threads and niches I found during our research. Babies first, new homeowner, and newlywed. Those are 3 rotating common threads I've seen in a lot of the listings that are selling. If I were creating any type of design, I would want to make that design maybe a scalable design template that I can use for not only new homeowner niche, babies first niche, but I can branch out into other niches as well. So such as pet lover niche. Maybe it's their first Christmas with a pet. You can make an ornament that shows a new puppy, maybe, or a picture of a new puppy on a ornament for a customer. So there's so much you can do with just one design template. And that's why we are going to pull up Kittl. And I'm actually going to be sharing my design template that I make in this video down below in the links as well. You can also get 25% off your Kittle plan if you sign up and use the code, I believe it's Heather YT still. These codes do change every now and then, but check out the links down below because I usually update that code too. So when it comes to Kittle, what's really neat about the software is, first off, if you feel like spacing of designs and just creation of designs is maybe overwhelming for you, you can just start off with a template. Kittle has over thousands of templates, and there's just so much you can do on Kittle now, which is really cool. If anyone hasn't seen my 100 design video, highly recommend watching that after this, because I go over how you can create 100 designs within literally minutes. But if we are looking at just Kittle alone, there are already ornament templates on Kittle. There are also ornament mockups created on Kittle now too. And there's just so many things that you can do on Kittle now, which is just so cool. It's so cool to have all of these vintage-esque types of designs, because that's personally my, I guess, design style I like to do. Personally, I like to do more of the vintage-y designs, and that's why I love Kittle, because you have so many fonts, so many graphics at your fingertips. When I put an ornament by itself, it's going to show us also ornaments, which is like the little swoopy things. If you ever wondered what those swoopy things that like are kind of those fancy frame things, those are basically ornament elements. So also, just to note that here. So when it comes to ornaments, if you're looking for a template to start off with, you can do that on Kittle, and we can just grab any template here and design it and edit it to make it our own. Now, I want to say here, per Kittle's terms and conditions, this is okay. But per Etsy's terms and conditions, this is not okay. With Etsy, you do need to have your own intellectual property, your own design, creative genius, and design style behind the designs you create, which is one of the reasons why I like to do these videos, to inspire you all to learn a new design technique and use that as you go forward. And then also I'll provide the template down below, and you can edit it to however ways that you would like, so you can make these your own. With showing all of these designs, these are just so cute, what Kittle already have, but I'm also just going to create my own for the sake of this video. The first place that you want to start is with your print-on-demand product that you have selected. So for the print-on-demand products, there are so many different ornaments you can create for. So there are the glass acrylic ornaments, there's ceramic, there is the Christmas balls, there's pewter snowflake ornaments now, there's sled ornaments. So there are so many different ornament styles. There is also the heart ornaments.
1 million ornaments later.
And the metal plaque ornaments. There's such a wide range of ornaments that you can use. I am based in the US. My business on Etsy is based in the US. I am selling mainly to US customers, but I do sell internationally. So for me, I like to factor that into, I want to use a print-on-demand provider that is based in the US, and their warehouse is in the US. And I've always used SwiftPOD, so for me, in this example, I'm going to use SwiftPOD. Now, I will say in past years, Imagine Your Photos is a really good print-on-demand provider. If you aren't already using SwiftPOD or another print-on-demand provider, you can use multiple in one shop. I do also want to show with Imagine Your Photos, they have a circle, they have a heart, they have a star, and they have a snowflake now. So that's what's really cool about Imagine Your Photos. Actually, for this example, I'm going to do Imagine Your Photos. Yeah, I'm going to do Imagine Your Photos instead for this example, because I think that would be actually really cool to show Imagine Your Photos instead of SwiftPOD. So I'm going to do a snowflake. Now that we have this in mind, I'm going to take the print area size. We have print area of 866 960. On Kittle, I'm going to put 866, we'll do 960. I'm going to double check to make sure I have that 866 960, and I'm going to put 300 DPI. where you're going to create this here. So what's cool about Kittl is when you do the 300 DPI mode, it's going to basically upscale that design in pixels. So it's going to increase the pixels by the ratio. So this is accurate to what we're creating, right? Now, I'm going to show you guys a hack. I am going to screenshot this snowflake, and then I'm going to pull that over. We're going to drag and drop because we're going to use this as a template. And not to say it's our design template, but this is just to be able to fit our design within. I'm going to make it so the corners touch the sides of my screen here, or the sides of the artboard, so it's pulled out all the way. I'm pretty happy with this. What's really nice with Kittl, okay, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, so to speak, as far as trying to make your own circle design, and this is kind of my little hack. So what I'm gonna do for this design is I'm gonna start out with a template that Kittl already has in their vintage section. So we're gonna edit this quite a bit here, but I'm just gonna start with this. I think I'm gonna do like a newlywed design. I think I'm gonna do more of like our first Christmas-esque. We'll start with our first Christmas. We're gonna remove this word. I'm going to change this to as, and then I'm gonna do a Mr. and Mrs. And we're gonna change the fonts in a moment here. So we're gonna have that for now. I'm going to put a date. So maybe I'll put 09/18/2025 as an example. Then I will put the Johnsons, maybe. We'll do that for this example. Now I have the words written in, and this is where the fun part comes in, and I'm going to be changing a lot of this design. First, I'm going to start with kind of making these a little bit different. I feel like I want to make this maybe more of like a fancy, fun font. I do like that this is all grouped, so when I really mess stuff up, I don't feel as bad, you know? I feel like I want to edit the circle a little bit. So we'll do transformation again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make the arch a little bit larger. So let me see if I can make this. It doesn't look like I can make that any larger. So now I'm going to look up some ornaments and we're going to go from there because I'm going to now decorate a little bit. We're going to add on some kind of fun ornamental flourishes because I think that could go a long way in this type of design. I could play with colors a little bit here. So I'll do like a dark red. I feel like that'd be fun. A little bit of a dark red here going on. I have to change the border though too. So I'll change the border. Maybe we could do like every other line. That'd actually be fun. So maybe we'll do like these being green. I'm gonna add a little bit of a transformation here. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add just a slight shadow box. So I'll do like a text shadow, a block shadow. And then what I like to do, I like to make it the same color as the background and then outline just a little bit. What I might do is I actually might make this like tinier just to kind of frame the 918. I actually kind of want to, I feel like I want a slightly different font for this too. So okay. I really like this font. So I'm gonna do this instead. We're gonna change the spacing maybe to 50. There we go. So I like that a little bit more. It's just me. What I'm gonna do here is I'm actually going to take all of these trees and I'm going to group them. The reason why I'm gonna do this is just so I can like center everything together. I'm gonna do the same for these three. I'm going to group these and align them just so it's kind of together. So in my opinion, I think I have a lot going on today in this, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna charge my camera before it dies, and then we will finish up this listing. So for this video, what we're gonna do is we are going to take that design to our mockup. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete that background we initially made here, and then I'm gonna select all. I'm gonna make sure that everything's transparent. I think I got everything transparent besides the block shadow effect I have. What I shall do here is I'm going to download this. We are going to remove background, optimize quality. Then I am going to start designing. So I'm gonna select variants, and we're just going to do the snowflake. Now we can offer other variants for this example. I'm just gonna do the snowflake since that's what we started with. So now we're gonna save product. As we can see, that like perfectly went over, which is kind of nice. What I like to do is, what's really cool with Kittl is they have like this new mockup feature. So first off, I do like what it creates with this. Like I honestly think like their mockups are pretty darn good. What I will do though is I'm still going to create a new artboard here. And then what I will do here is I'm gonna bring over that snowflake mockup that Printify created, and we are going to basically turn this into a mockup with smartboards. Also, it sounds like my dog's eating something. Just a moment. Chloe, what are you doing? What you doing, Chloe? I have a box. Okay, this is my fault, but I have been procrastinating opening this box, which is just a wait. Anyways, let's get back to business here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select this. We're gonna add a smartboard, and I'm going to say, make this ornament mockup image into a lifestyle photo with a glowing, cozy Christmas living room background. So we will see what it does. I'm gonna generate this. While it's doing that, I'm gonna make another one, and I might do make ornament as a flat lay on wood surface. Maybe I'll do like a oak wood surface with bright lighting. Maybe I should put soft lighting. I don't know. We'll see. So we're gonna generate that too. So I hope this comes out how I want it to come out though, because yeah, maybe I might actually do one more, but I'm gonna do add a smartboard. So I'll put make this mock-up image of my ornament in multiples as a thumbnail image for my website. So I'll just start with that. We'll see what it does. Oh my gosh. I feel like this looks beautiful. The only thing is the design itself got kind of edited. It's not accurate, okay? I'll give Kittl that, but it still looks very nice. So I'm going to bring that all the way forward. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove background. I'm not a fan that it didn't do everything correctly, but still, I am just shocked. Honestly, I almost like Kittl's design better than my design. So I'm just gonna make this a slight bit larger. So I'm gonna make this a little bit larger. Chloe is like, pay attention to me, Mom. Fun fact, my dog almost ran out this morning, and she did run out, and I stubbed my toe chasing her. My toe is now in a Band-Aid because I took off some of the flesh. Fun times. So I'm gonna export this. When it comes to smartboards, what I have to do is I have to download that image, and basically I have to overlay my image again over that. So what I will do here is, honestly though, this looks so nice of an ornament, like what Kittl did. The only thing is it's not like, you know, accurate. So I gotta fix this. But I really like the idea behind that it did this so nice. The multi-product one though, I'm not a fan of. So I am going to overlay this a little bit larger here. At least the threads are lined up. We kind of have some shadow behind. I'm happy. I'm happy with how this looks now. So now I'm gonna download. We're gonna download this. There's a cool quick export feature here. So I'm gonna export this. And I don't think, it doesn't look like Kittle. Oh, I kind of like that. It looks nice as a flat lay, but it's still not like the design itself, you know? It's fine, everything's fine. I'm fine.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
So I'm gonna save, and then as you can see, Printify has their new AI software, which is actually pretty darn good. Custom holiday keepsake. I'll put newlywed Christmas ornament. With the new SEO updates, I'm just gonna keep it to custom holiday keepsake. I like this. I like what it has here. Ceramic ornament, I like. I'm gonna put wedding gift is good, family ornament. I like keepsake in this. Seasonal decor, gift for couple, holiday decor. We have a lot of repeated gift. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put newlywed first year because we want it to be first year married. That's the SEO we want. So I'm gonna put married, and then I will put, we have wedding here. Do we have Xmas? I'll put Xmas as a different way to spell Christmas because we have Christmas keepsakes. So I'm pretty good. Like I really do like what it did with a lot of the SEO. It's honestly really good. Now we're gonna do a profit calculator because earlier I did profit calculation and that was for the other ornament. So let me edit this. So I'm gonna put snowflake ornament so we can do our profit calculator. So if I do the snowflake ornament, we want $5 of profit, let's say, at a 25% off deal. 1803 is what we're looking at. I'd honestly round down to $17.99 because I like the 99s. I don't know why. Just so you know, Printify did have an update. So now you can tab over and do the detailed table overview instead. So for this, I'm gonna edit the price to $17.99. It says on Printify it'd be a profit of $9.07, so that would be selling without a sale, but again, I run sales, so we will have that going. I actually might change the title to first year married. I'm probably gonna change the title to first year married the more I look at it. We'll edit it on Etsy. Well, I am waiting for that to publish. I'm going to go onto Etsy. I will log into my shop here. So what I wanna do is I do wanna do still one flat lay image. We're gonna add one more smartboard, create flat lay mockup of ornament on light wood table. As that is going, I'm gonna click into this listing and instead I'm gonna do first Christmas personalized ornament. Maybe I'm just gonna keep the newlywed in the tags actually. Mr. and Mrs. I do want this to be specific now to what the actual listing is. I think the more relevant you are to the title of your product, the better. So I'm just gonna keep it with that. I know like SEO, what I used to say on this channel is so different now from what I have been doing for SEO. So just know that video is going to be coming out on an updated SEO. It might come out before this video actually. So I may change from, I feel like we have personalized twice. So maybe I'll do Mr. Mrs. Bridal Shower because who knows, maybe at a bridal shower, I feel like that would be actually a great time. I'm going to fill in materials as ceramic. And then let's see how Kittle has done. I actually like these. I do like these, but we're gonna have to do the same thing we did. So I am going to remove background again. We're gonna do that again. We're just gonna overlay. What's nice is the shape is pretty much the same. So what's really cool about the tool that Kittle has is they have a erase and fill tool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to just erase this. We'll see if it actually erases it though. Okay, I'm happy with that. The only thing I'm not happy with is this hole. It looks kind of funny. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like do a transparent little hole here. Oopsies. So I'm gonna do this and I will show you the method to my madness here. So I'm gonna do like a, I don't know, like 30%, maybe let's do 40. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send it back. Maybe I'll do like 50. I'm happy with that. So I'm gonna upload those new mockups. So outside of that, I'm just gonna center this. Now, some things that we could add that I probably should have added during this video is I could have done, which I'm gonna show anyways. Well, I'll show how I do this. So I would do like a badge of some sort that just says custom, and there's a bunch of basic shapes you can use on Kittl. You can also vectorize and create your own shapes now, which is kind of cool. For this, so even if I wanted to make it like, just so it shows in the area of the main thumbnail mockup image, I'm gonna do like, I wanna do like a complementary color, I think, because that's probably not gonna show. So I'm gonna do like I feel like I'm not a fan of this shape. I don't know why. What am I doing? So you can do custom text, you can do customize me. There's a lot you can do with this. So we could add a badge of any sort that Kittl has here too. So you can always add in badges to kind of make it a little bit nicer than just a ugly bubble that I did. Okay, let's send it backward one. Slightly better badge now. Okay, I hope I redeemed myself. I probably didn't, TBH. We'll just make it a stop sign, okay? So customers stop at this sign and they know to add their name. Okay, so this is what I do. I would do close up, okay? And now when we publish, so when we're on, like when a customer is scrolling, they're going to see that badge by how we zoomed in. And then when you're on Etsy, this is the final look, if you will. So this is it done. I'm actually really happy of the Kittl background because it looks a lot more cozy. I will say Printify's version of this is nice. I think you can still tell it's a mock-up image though. I think that something like this is more realistic, like it looks more realistic because of the shadows that we have, that it's just sitting there. Besides that, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video on your way out, and I will see you all in the next video here.